Hello students, this is miscellaneous exercise chapter 5 continuity and differentiability. We have completed our chapter 5. We have discussed various kinds of differentiable functions, how to differentiate functions, various kinds of functions, parametric functions, logarithmic differentiation and implicit functions. Now today we will do some sums based on all the exercise. So first sum is differentiate with respect to x. This is question number 10 of miscellaneous exercise. So this is x to the power x plus x to the power a plus a to the power x plus a to the power a for some fixed a greater than 0 and x greater than 0. Over here a will be taken as a constant and x is the variable. So let y is equal to this function which is given to us, and we have to differentiate it with respect to x. That means the derivative of each one of them with respect to x. That means d by dx of x to the power x plus d by dx of x to the power a plus d by dx of a to the power x and d by dx of a to the power a. Now over here let us consider the first one. So u is equal to x to the power x. This I can use over here logarithmic differentiation. I'll take the log on both the sides. So log u is equal to x log x, and which implies 1 by u du by dx is equal to x into derivative of log x is 1 by x, and derivative here we are using the product rule, plus log x derivative of x is 1. So we got over here du by dx is equal to u I am taking over here, and the value of u is x to the power x. So I am writing, instead of u I am writing x to the power x, and this is in the bracket 1 is x will get cancelled and 1 plus log x. So this is what we have done. The first one, the bracket will be square if I have taken here square. So now d by dx of x to the power a. Now again this is, we can easily write this x to the power n. You know, if it is a constant, how do you differentiate it? Nx n minus 1. Over here n is a, so ax a minus 1. Now this is for the second one. Now third one, a to the power x. So let v is equal to a to the power x. Again I am using log, taking log on both the sides. Log v is equal to x log a, and when you differentiate it with respect to x, 1 by v dv by dx is equal to log a. See, I can use product rule, but then there is no use because derivative of log a will be 0 if you take it. So this is a constant. So I am writing log a. So dv by dx is v over here. V over here is what? V over here is a to the power x log a. So this is the for the third one, third function. Now the last one, d by dx of a to the power a will be 0 as it is a constant. Constant raised to the power constant is again a constant which is equal to 0. So dy by dx is this, from using 1, first I'll write this plus this plus this plus this. So this last one I need not write plus 0, so this is done. So question number 11, y is equal to x to the power x square minus 3 plus x minus 3 to the power x square for x greater than 3. So if I do this, I'll take this as u and take this as v and differentiate it separately. So we'll take u is equal to x to the power x square minus 3 log u is x square minus 3 log x. I have explained everything before, so I am not explaining here. 1 by u du by dx is equal to x square minus 3 into 1 by x. Use the product rule, plus 2x, derivative of x square minus 3 is 2x log x. So du by dx is u over here. U will come this side, and the value of u is x to the power x square minus 3, and this we'll write in the bracket x square minus 3 by x plus 2x log x. So this is the first function. Now the second one is v is equal to x minus 3 to the power x square, and now we'll take log again. We get log v is x square log x minus 3, and then we will differentiate with respect to x. 1 by v dv by dx is x square 1 upon x minus 3 derivative of log x minus 3 plus 2x, derivative of x square is 2x log x minus 3, So dv by dx is equal to v. Over here I will write v, value of v is this, x minus 3 to the power x square, and then we will write this whole function x square upon x minus 3 plus 2x log x minus 3. So dy by dx is nothing but du by dx plus dv by dx, because y was of the form u plus v. So we will write over here du by dx value, over here dv by dx value, and this is the answer. Question number 14. If x is equal to root 1 plus y root 1 plus x is equal to 0 for minus 1 less than x less than 1, prove that dy by dx is equal to minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So what we are going to do here, just see, we write the given function. We have this equation, we will write it. X root 1 plus y is equal to minus y root 1 plus x. Squaring both sides, we get x square. To get rid of this root sign, x square 1 plus y is equal to y square, minus square will be plus, so y square 1 plus x. So this will be x square, just multiply this, x square y is equal to y square plus xy square, and then when you bring y square this side, x square minus y square is equal to xy square minus x square y, and when you factorize it, you get x minus y into x plus y is equal to, take common xy in the bracket y minus x, or if you take minus sign here, it becomes x minus y, and you can cancel x minus y, and x plus y is equal to minus xy, which will give me the equation in the simplified form, x plus y is equal plus xy is equal to 0. And then you write y 1 plus x, taking y common from here, and x taking to that side minus x, and y is this. Now you can easily differentiate and get your answer as, what do we want? We want dy by dx as minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So we have simplified the given expression to this, and now we can easily find the derivative. This was the simplified expression, and derivative using v by v rule, we can easily find this as minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So children, the next question is question number 15. If x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is equal to c square for some c greater than 0, prove that 1 plus dy by dx whole square to the power 3 by 2 upon d2y upon dx square is a constant. This value of this is a constant independent of a and b. That means in the given equation we have a and b. These a and b should not be seen in the answer. Independent of a and b means whatever answer we get will not have a and b for this value. So what we are going to do first, we are given this equation, we will differentiate it with respect to x, and when you differentiate it with respect to x, you get 2x minus a plus 2y minus b dy by dx is equal to, derivative of c is a constant here, derivative of c square is 0. So 2y minus b dy by dx is minus 2x minus a, and dy by dx is your this quantity where 2 gets cancelled. Now differentiating with respect to x, we get, again we will differentiate it because we want d2y by dx square as well. So d2y by dx square using u by v rule over here will get this, and now we'll write the value, substitute the value of dy by dx over here. Take y minus b now, the LCM. So y minus b will go here, y minus b whole cube, and this will be multiplied with y minus b as there is nothing below this. So this will get multiplied with y minus b as we have taken it as a LCM y minus b. So y minus b whole square, this will minus into minus will become plus x minus a whole square, and this minus sign was outside already, and this was given as c square. It was given in the question. So I will just replace this with c square minus c square upon y minus b whole cube. So now what we are going to do, we are going to substitute our values in the given expression. So this was the given expression. We have to prove that the value of this expression is independent of a and b. So when I substitute 1 plus dy by dx was this, value of dy by dx I have substituted, and also I will substitute the value of d2y by dx square it was raised to the power 3 by 2, the numerator. So let us see, when you take the LCM, y minus b whole square is the LCM, you'll get over here y minus b whole square, and this minus square will become plus x minus a whole square, and this will be y minus b whole square to the power 3 by 2. This I have just split it. This 3 by 2 I have written here, y minus b whole square to the power 3 by 2. This is just the numerator. And denominator, I am changing this division sign into multiplication, taking the reciprocal, minus y minus b whole cube upon c square. And this is nothing but c square given in the question. So c square 3 by 2, y minus b, this 2 will get again cancelled using laws of exponents, y minus b whole cube into minus y minus b whole cube upon c square. This will get cancelled, and I am left with only minus c, which is a constant independent of a and b. Question number 17. X is equal to a cos t plus t sin t, and y is equal to a sin t minus t cos t. Find d2y by dx square. Children, this is the function of the parametric form of the function. So this is x is a function of t, y is a function of t. We have to find the second order derivative. If you remember, I have explained you this earlier, how to find the second order derivative of the parametric function. So let us see. First I will differentiate this with respect to t, since it's a function of t, and I get a t cos t. Then I will differentiate y with respect to t again, and I'll get a t sin t. Dy by dx is dy by dt upon dx by dt. So a t sin t upon a t cos t will be tan t. So now I have to find d2y by dx square. But dy by dx is again a function of t. It's not a function of x. It's again a parametric form. So how will we find d2y by dx square? We can differentiate this with respect to t, d by dt of tan t, and this will be dt by dx. Then only it will be d2y by dx square. This is how we find d2y by dx square. So d upon dt of tan t is sec square t. dt by dx is nothing but the reciprocal of dx by dt. That means 1 upon at cos t. And 1 upon cos t is sec t. So when you multiply sec square with sec, it becomes sec cube t upon at. This is how you are going to find your d2y by dx square. The common mistake which the students make over here, they just differentiate it with respect to x, and they do not differentiate again. You have to differentiate it with respect to t, since it's a function of t, and then dt by dx. Now the next question for today is question number 18. If fx is equal to mod x cube, show that f double dash exists for all real x, and we have to find it also. So f of x is equal to mod x cube. You know what is the definition of mod x function. It will be equal to positive of x cube if x is greater than or equal to 0, and negative of x cube if x is less than 0. So over here, for x less than greater than 0, f dash x will be 3x square, and f double dash x is equal to 6x. For greater than 0, I am not talking about x equal to 0, because at x is equal to 0 the function is changing its definition. So we have to check the differentiability at x is equal to 0. For x less than 0, f dash x is minus 3x square, implies f double dash x is equal to minus 6x. So that means for x greater than 0 and x less than 0, the function is differentiable, being the double derivative being 6x and minus 6x. But what about the derivability of the function at x is equal to 0? So let us discuss first whether fx is derivable at x is equal to 0. That means whether the first derivative exists or not. So we will find the left hand derivative at 0, this is the definition of the left hand derivative. I am not explaining much because I have already done this with you, how to get the left hand derivative. Limit x approaching to 0 minus, this is the definition of the function, fx minus f0 upon x minus 0, since this is the quantity less than 0. So over here minus x cube will be the definition of the function for less than 0, minus 0, f of 0 is minus 0 upon x minus 0 is x. So you get 0 as the answer as left hand derivative. Similarly, right hand derivative we will find when x is slightly greater than 0. If it is slightly greater than 0, the definition is x cube, and again you will get it as 0. That means left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative. That you have to write here. Left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative. Therefore, fx is derivable at x is equal to 0 and f dash 0 is equal to 0. So now we have to talk about the second derivative. Similarly we have derivability of, we have to check the derivability of f dash x at x is equal to 0. That means whether the second order derivative will exist or not. So now my function will be 3x square. So now the definition f dash x will be what? 3x square if x is greater than 0 minus 3x square if x is less than 0. So at x is equal to 0, let us check. So f double dash 0 will be limit x approaching to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 upon x minus 0. This is a quantity less than 0. So this f dash x will be minus 3x square for less than 0 minus 0 upon x, and we'll get again 0 as the answer. Similarly, we'll get the right hand derivative also. Over here the definition of the function for x greater than 0 will be 3x square minus 0 so upon x, which is also 0. So left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative. Therefore f dash x is differentiable at x is equal to 0 and f double dash 0 is equal to 0. So what was 1 was this. We have already told that the function is differentiable for x greater than 0, for x less than 0, and where the definition is breaking at x is equal to 0 also it is differentiable. This is of my 3. So from 1, 2 and 3 f double dash exists for all real x, and what is it? F double dash x is equal to 6x if x is greater than 0. It will be equal to 0 if x is equal to 0. It will be equal to minus 6x if x is less than 0. So this is it. Now question number 21. I will not go into the detail that you have to do it. I'll just tell you, yes, the function is such function exists. Does there exist a function which is continuous everywhere but not differentiable at exactly 2 points? So I have given you the function. Yes, if there exists a function mod x minus 1 plus mod x minus 2 is continuous everywhere, but it is not differentiable at exactly 2 points. So those 2 points you have to find out. This is your homework. Prove it yourself. Rest of the questions of miscellaneous exercise I think you will be able to do. Thank you so much, students.